Neal Alto is unraveling the secrets of bacteria. Over millions of years, these single-cell microorganisms have developed clever strategies to circumvent the body's immune system, to grow and prosper inside our cells, sometimes causing disease along the way. Pinpointing how they hijack the host cell's defenses is telling us more about how our cells function, and in turn, can lead to the development of new treatments and new drugs to undo their damage. For his research insights, excellence in teaching, and commitment to science, the Welch Foundation honors Neal M. Alto, Associate Professor at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center, with the 2017 Norman Hackerman Award in Chemical Research.
These bacteria are really the best experimentalists, right? They've had millions of years to experiment on us, and so really these molecules can be used as tools to really understand fundamental cell biological processes, the chemical processes that drive life.
Often working collaboratively with scientists from other fields, Dr. Alto draws upon chemistry, biochemistry, microbiology, and structural biology in his quest to find answers.
Neal is really a very powerful researcher in his ability to combine tools and concepts from many different areas and bring them together to make really exciting, coherent stories.
He will pursue any line of investigation in order to get an answer to a question. He's fearless. He's a very solid, careful investigator who pursues a problem very thoroughly. He has a sixth sense for what is the next experiment that should be done.
Dr. Alto's goal is to develop a better understanding of the chemistry of cells and how they communicate, particularly in the context of host-pathogen interactions. To date, he has been able to trace many of these interactions in atomic-level detail, shedding new light on cell chemistry.
Really kind of changed the way we think about bacterial pathogenesis and changed the way we think about the molecules that bacteria use to thwart the human immune system.
He's really been able to make a number of discoveries at the atomic level to really explain the mechanisms way beyond just sort of observational kinds of findings. And those kinds of investigations really lay the groundwork for understanding new aspects of cellular metabolism. It has implications for understanding cancer, autoimmune diseases potentially, and also the potential for new pathways to develop new antimicrobials.
Even as a small child, Dr. Alto was interested in how things work. He earned a degree in biochemistry and molecular biology from Western Washington University, and then spent 2 years as a research scientist at the University of Utah. He has a doctorate in cell and developmental biology from Oregon Health and Science University, and completed postdoctoral training at the University of California, San Diego. Dr. Alto joined UT Southwestern in 2007 and has been a Welch Principal Investigator since 2009.
I've been really lucky because throughout my time in science, I've actually never really considered it a job. It's really because of my interest in the exciting things that we find, and I find that it gives me a lot of energy to learn new things, and now that I have a lab, I get to learn from all the students and postdocs that are in my lab. They get to show me their new exciting findings, and it's really because I like to learn, and this is just a wonderful environment for that.
Dr. Alto and his wife Laura, also a scientist at UT Southwestern, had labs in the same building at UC San Diego, but it took a surfing outing with friends for the two to meet. Laura says his flair for mentoring his students is reflected in how he helps raise their two children, Haven 7 and Owen 4.
I guess maybe the mentoring is similar between his children and the people in his lab, kind of looking at what they're good at and helping them develop that, and then maybe helping them also to recognize the areas where they're weaker and being really good at teaching them how to do things. The kid's the same way, loves to sit down with Owen and show him how to build a circuit, and he'll explain how everything works. And he'll even sit down with the kids with a piece of paper and talk about his science, and he's really a great teacher, I think, in many ways, for the kids and for his students.
Dr. Alto grew up in Washington State, where his parents fostered his love of the outdoors. Having bonded over surfing, he and Laura still enjoy sporting activities, from rock climbing to biking to skiing, and of course, surfing, passions they share with their children.
Work-life balance is really important to me, and the way that I balance it is when I work very hard. During the times I'm in the lab and at work, I'm very intense. And then when I leave the lab, I leave it in the lab and really spend a lot of quality time with the family.
His hard work in the lab has paid off in groundbreaking discoveries, identifying and detailing the molecules bacteria produce to reprogram human cells. His group has traced the chemistry of these molecules, including their atomic structures and their targets within the cells. Recently, Dr. Alto's group identified an enzyme produced by bacteria that cleaves proteins, modifying them to avoid detection by the immune system and create a hospitable environment to grow. He built on these findings to discover how this enzyme inhibits lipid modification of proteins, potentially providing a new approach to cancer treatment.
I like to boil things down to their very basic essential components and then try to rebuild them, almost like taking apart an engine or something and then trying to rebuild it from scratch. And so that's the way I think about science. I think about it from a very reductionist point of view, meaning that I like to look at the individual components and then ask the question how we can put them together to produce a biological outcome.
A lot of Neal's work is going towards a more general understanding of not just this particular bacterium or that particular bacterium, but how bacteria in general work. What are the range of strategies? And how does a bacterium essentially decide, how does evolution decide which strategies this bacterium uses because of its particular impact on the host versus some other bacterium? Is really a very exciting future, and it's clear that that's something that Neal is working toward.
He's a wonderful scientist. He's a great person. He's integrated himself into the ferment of the department. I rely on his judgment. He's an excellent trainer. He's got leadership capabilities. He's kind of the whole 9 yards.
For his invaluable contributions to science, the Welch Foundation is pleased to recognize rising star Neal M. Alto with the Norman Hackerman Award in Chemical Research.